Okay, this is a short training session about how to use RSS feeds to build a WordPress site. Now, part one is we're going to take a bare site with nothing on it, and we're going to populate it, the blog post, with a RSS feed stream. So I'm going to show you how we're going to do it. Let's look at the site to start with. Here's what the site looks like. We just set up a theme with it. And he has one post in there, and that's it. It's called Hello World, which that's what all the WordPress sites start with. That's all there is to the site. There's nothing else in it. There's no pages or anything. We're going to go to find the RSS feeds. Now I'm going to show you three different ways to find feeds. The one I like best is RSSMasher. It's the easiest. I can find RSS feeds, and I can find YouTube channels and playlists. So I'm going to hop over to RSSMasher. Now, I've gone ahead in here and I've done some work ahead of time, but basically this site is about biohacking. So what I did was I typed in biohacking just as a search term, and there's all these feeds in here. Just simply add one, and you can look them up first just by looking to see what they look like. Like this might be a good one, so I would choose that one, and to choose it, all you would do is just click on it. Now, I've showed you how to do this in other training sessions, but that's really all there is to it. Now, if you want to add some feeds that you've already made in your RSSMasher, you can add them right here just by clicking on the little green button. Or if you have some external feeds, and that's what we're going to talk about today, is putting in some external feeds, this is where you would drop them in. And you can bring in YouTube channels. So we're going to take a look at that also. And then finally you get to settings, give it a name, give it a description, and here's your global filters. And I'm going to use the word biohacking in the description field. So right now I have, let's see, I've got the beginner's guide from Bulletproof. I have biohack.me. I have Biohacker Summit and a YouTube channel. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you how I'm going to take that YouTube channel off. And PBS NewsHour. So anyway, I have several of them in here, but I'm going to show you how to grab a YouTube feed first. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to type biohacking in the search field. Okay, so let's go down and let's look at, here's the one I was looking at earlier, 10 lines. 10 lines is about a list usually. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the channel. Now you can grab playlist if you want to do that. So let's see what on playlist. So you could grab any one of these playlists if you wanted. But just so I capture everything, I'm going to go ahead and grab the channel. Come back over here, and this is the coolest thing on RSSMasher is it's sometimes difficult to get the RSS feed, what the actual feed is on the channel, because YouTube changes it all the time. But don't worry, you just pop it in there, hit the enter key, and then you just add it to your settings. Now I'm going to come over to settings here, and I have biohacking. And I'm going to show you one other way to look up, just using Google here, biohacking RSS feed. So here is, let's just take a look at a few of these here. The one I wanted. That's kind of a thin feed. Okay. And this is, okay, this looks like a pretty good one. So let's grab this. And I'm going to go back over here to RSSMasher on my external. I'm going to add one more. And the reason I'm adding so many on this is because I'm going to do a deep filter with the global filter description. So there may be a lot of content, but I'm going to filter it out to just get anything concerning biohacking. So let's save it real quick and preview it. And I'm going to hit save. And let's go back to our I showed you how to do a filter using the global filter both in the title and description. And we can also filter individual feeds if you want, using the same deal. But I like using the global because that way it concentrates everything to one or two keywords. Now we save the feed and we're going to export it to an XML file. Let me show you how to do that. Go back to my dashboard and let's see what the feed looks like now. So that's a pretty good feed. It's got some pictures in there. It's got some content. Now, all this content you may not want, but it's real easy to delete blogs. So bring them in and then delete them and then publish them. So we have a good RSS feed. Now, this is where the export to WordPress. And one last thing before you do an export XML, just to make sure you get accreditation correctly, what I always recommend is that you come in and enable read more, and it links to the original article. Because some of these importers, when you import them into WordPress, they'll drop the link back to the original article. So always check this if you're doing an export to XML. So I'm just going to each feed and clicking on it. And that's it. So I'm ready to go, save it, and now I'm going to export it. And it should have the filtering built in. So now we're going to go over and import it. Okay, now we're going to import it. So I'll just go back over here to the site itself. And this is where normally you'll start out when you log into WordPress. So I want to come down to Tools, Import, and Run Importer. I'm going to browse for the file. Hit Upload File and Import. Okay. And with the filtering in place, I only had 3 feeds. And let's go to the dashboard, go over to blog post. So here are the 3 feeds. Now you may want to look at them first and give you a quick tip here. Go to Screen Options and put it in Excerpt View. When you do that, you can see part of the description in the feed itself. Okay, so there's 3 feeds that we put in using the filter biohacking. And let's look at the site itself, see what they look like. And here's 3 feeds. Notice I got the read more tags in there. So if you don't want to keep these, you can just simply, and they come in as published. So if you ever want to take them into draft stage, all you do is you can either go into Quick Edit or tag them, and then come up here and edit. What I normally do is I'll just come over here to Quick Edit and put it into draft if I don't want to see that blog post in the website. And when you do that and it's updated, then you'll be down to just 2 articles. So let's take a look at the site again, make sure it works. Yep. Okay. Now, if you want to go back and you want to add some different ones, let's try that with our filtering. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here to edit the mash, and I'm going to drop down Biohacker. See what comes up now. And come up here to save. Looks like there's a few different ones in here. So let's see what happens now. I'm going to come back over to Dashboard. I'm going to export to WordPress. Okay, so now I'm going back into the dashboard here. And I'm going to go to my tools, import. And again, we'll run the importer. And I'm going to browse for that one. There we go. Now we'll probably have some duplicates, and most of the time this importer catches the duplicates. Okay, we got 21 posts imported. So let's go over to our post section and look at the new ones coming in. Great, we got some really cool stuff in here. Okay, so now we just simply go back to the site and let's look and make sure they're all showing. When you hit read more, it's going to go to the actual site itself so that they're referenced correctly. And that, if you click on the title, it's going to take you to the actual blog post itself. So you're giving proper accreditation back to the original source with your read more tag in there. And let's just go down and look at some more of them down here. And this is a great full post article right there. And we do have the read more, so they can click back into it. That's why I went in and checked off read more, is you always want to give accreditation back. That way it's not duplicate content. You're accrediting the source, and you can put the full article in there that way. Now in part 2 of this training is I'm going to show you how to set it up to get new content in your blog post from RSS feeds, and that's going to be part 2. Okay, part 2 is populate the site. Now this is not a very long part because you've already got your RSSMasher made and you've already got your WordPress set up, so we're going to add a couple plugins. I'm going to show you how right now. First off, we're going to WordPress and we're going to install this free plugin. Very, very simple to use, and it's become my favorite one in building sites. RSS Post Importer. You're going to install, activate the plugin, and you're going to go into settings, and you're going to run it. You're going to add a new feed. You're going to start small and make sure the feeds are what you want. Then you're going to save and import. Review the content, and the advantage here is the content is backdated to a publish date. So that means that you can extend the age of your WordPress site when people look at the blog post dates. So let me show you how it's done. I'm going over to our WordPress that we've been working with, and basically I'm going in here to our dashboard, and I've already installed it, but I'm going to show you how to do it. Is you go into plugins, installed plugins. This is where I always start. Now it's already down there, so let's see, RSS Post Importer. So to add it, you would just simply go into Add New, type in your search RSS Post Importer. You would basically, there would be an install now, and you would click install now, and then it turns to activate, and you would click that. Now I've already got mine active, and the way I find plugins that I actually think are going to work for a long time is, although this is untested with the current version, it's been around for a long time. It's got 20,000 plus active installs, and for the most part, it's about almost a 4-star rating. It's like 3.5. There's always some people that don't like it, so that's a good one. This is a post tagger, RSS Post Tagger. So there's some other ones in here, but and this one I've used in the past. This is a good one, but to really get it effective and to get it into your blogs as full post feeds is you have to buy the add-on. So either use this one and buy the add-on for like $47, or use this one, which is free. So I'll go with the free one. Now, once you get it in, you're going to go into settings, and you're going to come down here, RSS Post Importer. And what I did was I created a nutrition feed. And let's just edit it, and I'll show you what I did. I named it. I placed the feed right here, and max post per import. I put in 5. And you can do a no follow on your outbound links. I personally like Google to be able to follow through and crawl through my website instead of getting stuck with a no follow tag. There's a lot of other SEO guys that will say use no follow on your outbound links, but I'm the type that I want to be as transparent as possible, and I don't want accounts banned. So I'm going to make everything as if they're all follow links. Then you can drop down and just kind of follow along what I'm doing. Automatic import of authors. Go ahead and give the person credit that wrote it. Complete transparency and accreditation. Automatic import of categories. Yes. If they're categoried already, let them. Give them a keyword tag. So I tag biohacking, but you can have multiple tags. Again, to do this one, you might have to buy the upgrade to do multiple tagging. And you can try it for free here if you want to use the full version of it. But I'm just using the free version. You can use the keyword filtering. I would not use it on this site. I would use it on the RSSMasher site. I've had issues where it did not filter properly, or it filtered too much and I never got anything. And don't strip the HTML tags. Their HTML tags are in there to give you accreditation back and links back to the other site. And once you're all done, you just hit close, and you're set up, ready to go. Then you would hit save and import, and then it's going to add your post in here. And I'm only doing 5 at a time. Again, you can put them in different categories if you want to do that. But the ones that I just imported, let's see what they look like. They're a little bit older than the ones that I did with the XML. XML is going to put them all in at the same time. So your date's going to be different. Your date's going to be the same on the XML, but on the import, they're all going to be based on the date they were written. So there they are. We're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Should have about 10, close to 10 now. Got 8 right now. So you see how easy it is to set this up. Now, this is going to run automatically for you. So as new posts are coming in RSSMasher, they're going to feed it over to the WordPress site. So let's just take a look at the WordPress site now. So we've got some full post content. We built it with the XML, and we're feeding it daily with the RSSMasher through the RSS Post Importer. And so this is a very legitimate site. Now the front landing page is set up to read blogs first. If you want to look back on some of the older ones, these are the ones that we just imported. So you got a full post in here. Remember we talked about the read more? There you go. Okay, so that's part 2 of how to get the post in. Now, you've got a lot of great content. Let's make use of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the next step that I do. Is we have included, as part of a bonus, a new RSS WordPress plugin. And this is from our friends at Semantic Mastery. And what they do, this is just a simple WordPress plugin, but it allows you to keyword your feed. And so what you do is just download it from RSSMasher, and you're going to upload the plugin, install and activate it. Then you're going to go to RSS plugin options, and you're going to put your target keyword in a custom URL. Very, very important. And you can do this multiple times with different keywords to create different RSS feed streams. Now, you're going to add your own content to be displayed after the feed. I'll show you what it looks like in a second. You're going to check full post. You're going to publish the content, and now it's time to syndicate your feed. Whether you go into IFTTT, you go into SendWire, OnlyWire, or even HubSpot. Or you can send it back up to Facebook or Twitter, because this is your WordPress site. Your feeds get pushed out of WordPress. So and they also get indexed because we have a pinger system in here. So I'm going to hop back over here. I'm going to show you first what it looks like. I did one called biohacking. And it's just it's just RSS feeds going out from the WordPress site. But if you'll notice, every one has the read more. And if you go to read more, it's going to take you back to the original post article. But if you click here, it's going to take you back to the WordPress site. I'm going to back up one more time. I'm going to show you something neat. This post recently appeared on, this is how you give accreditation back to your own site. You're not saying it's the original source. All you're saying is this post recently appeared. And if they follow it back, it's going to take them to the main home page to your site. And this is where your call to action would reside. Okay? So let me show you how it's built. I go into my dashboard, and I've already added the plugin here. So I'm just going to show you. You would go into plugins, and you would add new, and you're going to upload the. Let me back up. You're going to upload the plugin just by clicking here. You're going to browse to where it's at, which is right here under my downloads. And then you're going to open. And I've already installed it, so I'm not going to hit install now. But once you hit install now, then you would just activate it. Very, very similar to what we did earlier. Okay? Now, it's already installed, so I'm just going to drop down here and show you how to set the settings. Okay, put your custom URL. You want to build a custom URL right here. That's your main keyword. You can put content above and below your feed. What I do is I put a couple spaces, and then I put this post recently appeared on, and I put an A tag in here. And that's a link. It's just a text link back to my home page. Again, you can do no follow, and I'm going to do full post, not abbreviated post. And then you would hit publish content. So it creates an RSS feed that is different than the standard WordPress feed. Let me show you what the standard WordPress feed looks like. A little bit different. Now, when you click on the standard WordPress feed, the title is going to take you back to the post, like it should, but you don't have an accreditation on here. This just takes you back to the same WordPress site. So I prefer to use the read more to build my links out so that when Google goes in, I'm completely transparent. I'm not trying to hide anything. I'm not trying to steal somebody else's article, which all we're doing is we're curating. We're not stealing because we give proper accreditation back to the original source. So that's the standard RSS feed, but with our plugin, you're going to get full post going to the feed. That's the number one thing instead of abbreviated post. These are full post. Again, it stops after a short summary there. But that's all there is to getting everything set up in WordPress. So thanks for watching this video.